What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Honey Hill. And today we're going to continue our series on how you can become a better dancer if you're self taught, if you're training by yourself, etc. etc. Today, in this video, we're discussing why you might be struggling with your dance training if you're learning through videos online. And what I mean by that is like either tutorials that you find online, like through Steezy or other platforms, or even just finding a video on Instagram or on TikTok that you like and you're just playing it back 50 million times until you feel like you know it enough to actually put it on your body. And this video is special to me specifically at this time because I'm actually retraining myself to get better at learning through dances online. Over the past couple of years with my training, I've spent most of my time in studios. But since I'm in law school and I'm not in Chicago anymore, and I just don't necessarily have that access, I'm forced to now learn online. So, without further ado, let's get to the tips. Number one is you're probably not giving yourself enough time to embody the choreography. And what I mean by that is, I feel like a lot of people probably take most of the time analyzing the video instead of actually dancing for a minimum of a full hour. Most dance classes either range from an hour to 2 hours. And if you're in an hour class, you're dancing for 45 minutes. If you're in a 2 hour class, you're dancing for an hour and a half. So you can't expect to look like the person you're learning from through that video if you're only dancing for 20 minutes and they spent the whole hour, hour and a half perfecting that movement. So give yourself the respect and the time to actually put it on your body and just work like you would work in a class setting. Don't let up. Don't get lazy just because you don't have anybody to hold yourself accountable. The next tip is making sure you're breaking down the choreography step by step, or 8 count by 8 count without the music. This is important so your body can understand what it's doing and you're not rushing yourself through the movement. Again, do it without the music, or one thing that I've learned throughout my training is you can go on YouTube, select the settings bar, and then you can slow it down. You can slow down the song to where you want it to be at, and you can dance slower so your body can fully use its entire body and be like, okay, how does this feel when I complete this movement compared to when you're just trying to rush through the movement with the regular pace? Because I feel a lot of dancers, they panic when they're trying to keep up with the music. And if your body understands what it's doing, it's on top of the beat, it's in the pocket. You're not ahead of the count. And anyways, it's better to be, late than early in dance, but only in dance. So yeah, slow it down. Don't be afraid to slow it down. And then when you feel like your body understands the movement, put it on the average pace, and then you can go from there. Next is you want to make sure you trust yourself. Trusting yourself while you're learning online can be a daunting task because you're like, oh my God, I can't ask questions. What if I'm doing it wrong? Yada yada. But honestly, you could have this fear in class too. And the best solution to conquer this is to just be like, well, if I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to be all the way wrong. And guess what? That is your best friend. Because if you're wrong with confidence, then you can go back and be like, oh, that's not right. Okay, now you know how to fix it. But if you're being timid and if your body's like, oh, wait, what's this? Then not only are you confusing yourself even further because you can't ask questions, but now you're just in between and you can't really pinpoint what's right and what's wrong. But if you're all the way wrong with confidence, you can spot that and be like, oh, that's not right. Let me fix it. So don't be afraid to be wrong. Nobody can see you anyways. Just do it with confidence and do the best that you can, and you'll fix it as you go along. The next point might be a little obvious, but you have to record yourself when you're doing this on your own, guys. And I know that could be kind of hard if you don't have like multiple devices, especially if you're learning from a device. Like maybe some people don't have multiple devices, maybe you only have like a phone, but figure it out. Like that's just the best advice I could give you, because if you're not recording yourself while you're doing this, you're not gonna know how you look. You're not gonna know how to fix it. The best thing that you could do is just clear up your storage space, y'all. Clear up your storage space and just record yourself with almost every take. You don't have to keep every take that you have, but at least with every take, you can go back and critique and be like, oh, I don't like that. Let me fix that in real time. You don't have to post any of this, but you do need to have it for self-critiquing purposes so you can improve and you can get better, especially when you gave yourself a goal at the beginning of whatever dance this is. Say if you want to fix your lines. Well, then when you're critiquing in this video, it's like, okay, how are my lines? Oh, crap, that wasn't clean. Let me go back and fix that now. The last tip is just being familiar with the genre. And this is so simple, but it may be something that may not cross your mind if you're new to dance, if you've never had a coach, if you've never had somebody to train you, whatever the case is, if you're a beginner, whatever, it's going to take you longer to understand choreography if you don't understand the genre and you don't understand the style. So what I mean by that is just having a strong foundation, understanding the history of that genre and that foundation is helpful. Taking multiple classes within that genre, taking multiple classes from different instructors within that genre, understanding terminology. All of those things are going to help you when it comes to learning things online and picking things up faster. I know when I first started dancing in 2017, more so 2017, I was dancing online and I wasn't doing it in front of other people, and baby, I was struggling. But that's because I did not have any context to the movement. But now that I'm 5 years in, I've taken breaks, but now that I'm 5 years in and I have a lot of background to hip hop and heels, I understand how things are supposed to look. I understand how things feel when they are correct on the body. I understand what feels uncomfortable looks amazing. But if you don't understand how things are supposed to feel, if you don't understand the technique of what you're doing, and technique is a huge one, if you don't have that foundation, it's gonna be harder for you to learn things online. But if you stick with it and if you keep going, then it'll get easier. But you have to give yourself that repetition. You have to give yourself that practice. Just like if you go to the gym and you lift weights, it's just like going to class. The more you take class and the more you get familiar with that genre, the better you will be with that genre. And it's no different from online. Well, that sums up how you can improve your dance training if you're struggling through videos online. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and comment if you have any tips or tricks on how to improve online if you're in the dance industry, if you're in the dance community. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinions. And yeah, make sure you guys come back for the next one. I got some good stuff coming down the pipeline, actually, on how you can protect yourself as an entertainer, freelancer, creator, creative. So look out for that, and those videos will be for educational and entertainment purposes only until I become a licensed attorney and I pass the bar. But look out for the next video and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.